come a long way in the last 3 years. Jenny has spent time in the custody of CAS and has lived on and off of the street for the last 7 years, for 7 years between the ages of 14 and 21. Jenny has been off the street for some time now and has spent the last year working as the advanced peer educator at YouthLink at Inner City. Woo! Woo! Jenny also works with the Fresh Collective, a youth group who have come together to address the gaps in services, programs, and support systems for homeless youth in Toronto. Woo! I think everybody at YouthLink is here. Jenny is the lead coordinator for the Street Involved Youth Program. Jenny has also initiated and facilitated the application to the Laidlaw Foundation that received funding for a youth street education training program for other youth coordinators who work with that population. Jenny has facilitated several workshops and training sessions that have explored drug use, healthy sexuality, and barriers that street-involved youth face. Jenny has been a guest speaker at several events promoting peer education, for example, the Big Sisters Luncheon. Jenny has also had the opportunity to meet Provincial Minister Laurel Broughton, and she advocated openly for increased support for the homeless youth population. Jenny also works with the United Way and on other projects such as the Community Measures and Management Project. Woo! Now, Jenny, where'd you go? I saw you earlier. Jenny, come on up.
Over here, Jenny! Hey! Woo! Woo!
If I didn't write anything down, I would have no idea what to say. So,
I love you.
thank you, Mom. It really is an honor to accept this award. And just to start off, I'd like to read an excerpt from a book called Against the Stream by Noah Levine. From an early age, I was suicidal. Ironically, drugs and the punk ethic were the very thing that allowed me to survive adolescence. In drugs, I found temporary freedom from the pain and confusion of my life. In punk rock, I found meaning, community, and a form in which to express my discontent. At first, these things promised freedom and meaning, but by the time I was a teenager, I was losing hope and exchanged my punk ethic for a life of crime and addiction. The years of confusion and a life of following my mind's cravings and anger led to repeated incarcerations and deeper levels of suffering. This was my life, and this is the life of many youth that I work with. I left my home for the street at 14, and I was met with drugs and freedom and sex and fun and pain. I lived under bridges and in abandoned buildings. My teenage years were a drunken stupor, a blur of chaotic drug use, and I had a complete disregard for my own mortality. I thought this would be my life forever, and in actuality, it was only my life for 7 years. A couple of months before my 21st birthday, I made the decision to get off the street. It was the hardest thing that I've ever done, and I didn't do it alone. It was through the support of a great many people that I was able to accomplish the things that brought me here today. I was lucky to have my family and a strong group of people who are willing to support me. Our children and youth need community. Take a look at the youth we call homeless. Take a look at where they've come from. Understand that they were once children who were ignored, abused, misguided, or worse. Understand that they are coping in the only ways that they know how. Know that they have the same potential, passion, fears, and challenges of any other group of youth. Rethink your assumptions and what they're based on. Make it a priority to help these youth, because they're worth it and they deserve it and they need it so badly. I'm so grateful that Inner City was there when I needed them. I'm so grateful to have had the opportunity to work alongside some of the people that have made it possible for me to survive. The work that they do every day changes lives. I'm living and breathing proof of that. It would be a tragedy if such services were ever made unavailable to the homeless youth of Toronto. They are our youth and our future, and I strive every day to create the opportunities that made for them that were available to me. I'd like to say thank you to my father and my step-parents for never giving up or giving in, to my little sister Sarah and my mother Mary, who are in many ways the most heroic women I know. I'd like to say thank you to Leah McAuliffe and the Inner City team for being a catalyst of my survival, and to Marie Muley, Director of Inner City, and Esther Linares, Manager of the Fresh Collective, for being there on the other side. Sarah Cunningham for telling it like it is and guiding me through the urban jungle. And finally, to my amazing husband, Glenn, who's been there through thick and thin, who somehow managed to put up with me and believe in me enough so that I could believe in myself and end up before you today.